Hi guys, Amy here with your Lucky You February swag. Look at me being ahead of the month again. You can tell it's show season. I got my sexy voice on for you. Alright, so let's go over what's in swag this month. You've got your new glitter bomb color, which is a new metallic gold. We've added some new metallic colors. The original glitter bomb is very holographic, so this is metallic instead. Still great coverage. It's gorgeous, super shiny, and it's totally going with our leprechaun month here that we have going on. Anyway, next in your swag is these cool new plaid sliders, which are like water decals, water slider transfers. So we're going to show you how to use them. Super, super easy, and the plaid is so in right now, so you guys will really love these. A great pair of scissors to cut your sliders. The green hearts we're going to use to make some clovers, and a fabulous 150 buffer. Okay, so to get started, this is the new metallic glitter bomb. You don't really need anything underneath this at all. It's going to give you a full coverage just like the rest of the glitter bombs do. So we're putting this over a clear tip, so it's kind of showing a little sparse spot. So we're just going to put another coat over top of it just because I don't want it to get too thick. But when you're working on a nail that's opaque underneath, obviously you're not going to be able to see through that. So we're going to put that on, and then we're just going to go ahead and cure, and then I will throw another little coat up by the cuticle area just so it gives me that full coverage that I'm looking for. And I'm going to do this with 2 tips, and we're going to get those cured. Okay, so these are all cured, and we got them fully opaque here with the glitter bomb, and we're going to just take a coat of Outshine or any no wipe top coat. You guys know I love my Outshine, so I'm always grabbing for that. But we're going to put that right on top. So we have not cured this yet. We're going to take our green hearts, and we are going to place these right into the wet Outshine. I'm just using a gel brush that's a little sticky from some gel, and just pick them up, place them on, and we're going to put them in the shape of a clover. Okay, so once those are set in the wet top coat, go ahead and give them a quick cure. 15 seconds should be just fine. So once that comes out of the light and they're kind of secured into that top coat, so next what we're going to do is just take the top coat that you're using. Again, I'm using that Outshine, and kind of just bubble it right over your clovers that you created and give that a cure. Next, after that has cured the little bubble over your clovers, go ahead and give it a final top coat over the entire nail. And the reason we did the little bubble was to protect those hearts from being filed into. And this was the other nail. We're going to do the same thing and put that final top coat on. So now that this comes out of the light and all cured, it's definitely a little wonky looking. So what we got to do is just clean up the sides and kind of file down, buff down the areas that are high from putting that little bubble, that protective bubble around your clovers. So just take a file around the edges of the nail, and then we're just going to take our 180 buffer and we're going to go over the top of the nail and smooth out our surface structure. Okay, so once you've buffed the surface and you've gotten any high spots or low spots out, just go ahead and give it that final top coat and cure. And those guys are done. So for your plaid slider decals, first thing you're going to do is peel the protective film off. And then we're kind of going to look at how big the nail is, because we're going to just cut the size that we need out of the slider. So depending on how long the nail is or how wide the nail is. I mean, really, this little guy will go probably 10 or 12 nails, so don't overcut. You don't need, you know, more than the surface of the nail that you're covering. So these are semi-opaque in areas, so really you can start with any base color you want, or you don't have to even use a base color, or you could put glitter underneath it. You could use your glitter bomb underneath it. I am just going to go with the quick coat of White Magic, and we're going to put it right over top of that. So go ahead and, if you're using a color, go ahead and put that on, cure, and your slider goes right on top of that. So next, what you're going to do is we need to soak the cut piece of slider. And the best, easiest way to do this is I just take a piece of cotton and I submerge it in water. And then I just place the slider on top of that sopping wet cotton. And it will soak it up in the background. And basically it'll allow you to pretty much slide the decal portion of the slider off of the backing. And just to let you know, you do not have to wipe off the tacky layer before putting the slider on the nail. So now this slider will peel, kind of slide right off the backing. And just be careful that you don't bend it, because it will stick to itself really easy because it's such fine, thin film that you're working with. And basically we're just going to place this right on the nail and press to adhere. So once you've pressed it onto the nail, you can see we have some edges that we need to file off. Just take your buffer. It's so fine of a film, it will literally buff right off the edges. Okay, so your edges, like I said, will file really easily, file right off with your buffer. You can see I've got a little fold at the tip, and I was a little short when I cut the size of the nail out of the decal. So just be careful. We could go back and fix that, but that's okay. Because these are so thin and adhere so easy, you just need one top coat over top of your slider. And of course I'm picking up Outshine, and we're just going to put that on and cure. Also, you can see slight folds up around the cuticle area on this. Really, you're going to have an easier time putting these on a natural, or not natural nail, but on a person rather than one of these tips. These tips are so humpy back towards the cuticle area. That's why you're seeing those little folds. But on a nail that's acrylic or gel, or even your gel polish manicures, you're not going to have that hard of a time. You're going to just cut out a rounded for the cuticle area. And what I would use would be like an orange wood stick, or maybe like one of those silicone tools to really press it and stretch it up around the cuticle area and down your sidewalls. I'll try and upload a quick like Instagram short or something, putting these sliders on a real nail rather than just the tips, so that you can see the difference. Again, I think it's almost easier. And for our next design, I'm again just going to start with a little bit of outshine kind of on the corner of the nail, and we're going to adhere some more of the hearts and do a little clover towards the end of the nail. Go ahead and cure those in, and then we're going to take our glitter bomb and we're going to start just up at the cuticle area, and we're going to give this a nice fade down the nail. So just press that glitter bomb in, get as much on there as you can. Again, this is a super white opaque base, so we will have to do this 2 times to get really good coverage and get a nice clean ombre with the glitter. And here I'm just using a kind of a fluffy brush just to pull and kind of ombre that color down, that glitter down. So go ahead and get that first coat cured, and then we'll go on and do a second coat and really perfect that fade. And I think I'm going to switch over to my ombre brush for the second coat. So once that's all cured and you're happy with your fade, of course, we're just going to top coat this. If you have any uneven spots from your clover or any uneven spots from your glitter bomb, you can do the same thing and put a top coat on a little bit heavier in those areas, and then we can flash cure that top coat, then run a buffer over it and re-top coat again, just to make sure that your surface is really smooth and doesn't have any flaws. Okay, we're going to start with another white base for another design, and this is going to include both the slider and your glitter bomb. So we cut a strip of our plaid slider and we are placing it right across the center of the nail. Press that down. So next we're going to just take our glitter bomb and we're going to just paint a line right above and right below your slider. And then of course when you're done painting, just go ahead and give that a cure. And now just take a detail brush and just pull those in. And we're going to just make ourselves a gold clover. And when you're done, go ahead and cure. So when that comes out, go ahead and give it your top coat and your final cure. Okay, so that's it. There's your St. Patty's swag nails. So make sure you guys tag us in all of your creations, profiles_nails on Instagram. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel here, make sure you do subscribe so that you get alerts every time we post a new video. Thanks and happy nailing.